What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Double M Live episode 90. Yes,
Woo!
sir.
90 episodes, huh?
90 episodes in, getting close to them triple digits, man. Getting real close to them triple digits. You know who it is, man. You got Mr. Mike Nice is in the building as always.
What's going on? What's going on? Episode 90. We back. We holding it down. Still season 3. We making it pop for usual.
Making it pop, man. We ended in entering the fourth quarter of the year. Entering the
Sheesh.
fourth quarter. Are we back?
I think we're back. I think we're good.
Wait for me real quick.
I see you. You moving
Okay.
kind of. But you there.
All right. We're back.
Yeah,
If
we
you
back.
didn't-
We back.
If you didn't hear me, I said we got a great episode for everyone today on episode 90. A lot going on. Does the number 90 mean anything to you, Mike Nice, before we...
Number 90. Does it mean anything? I don't.
Number 90.
We always try to think of sports players who wore 90, and you think of sports. You always got some offensive linemen and stuff wearing number 90, and I can't think of a number 90 that stands out to me. All I just know is 90 is a big number, and we're 90 episodes in. That's a lot. That means a lot of hard work been put into Double M Live.
For sure, man. And, we're getting into... You entering school, right? You started the school year?
Yeah, we're back. We're on week 3. I know some schools, it's after Labor Day, so they're now getting into the swing of things. Some teachers are going back. Finally, students are going back. My school, we're on week 3 right now. So we've already been in the swing. We've already been in the groove for a little bit. So it's just another week for us at this point.
Another week. Everyone else is playing catch up. Good luck to everyone going back to school, whether it's educational wise or you teaching or whatnot. We're wishing you guys for a healthy and safe year in school for sure, and work wise as well. So, Mike Nice, man, what's on the playlist today?
On the playlist today, when it gets to this time of the year, September, fall's creeping up. School year is getting started. But there's another thing that's always popping off around this time of the year. The NFL season is back. I mean, I know you've had training camp happening. You've had some preseason happening. But enough of all of that. The real thing is about to pop off. The NFL season, the 2021 NFL season is going to get underway real soon. This Thursday, first game going down, Thursday Night Football. The defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys will kick off the 2021 season. So football is back. Marv and I are going to get into that as well. I see our guy Sam in the chat. Sam's birthday's coming up, and we got a special name for September. We don't call it September around these parts. We call it Sam-tember.
Sam-tember's in the building, yes.
One day, Sam, we're gonna have to get you on here to tell some good Sam-tember stories for sure. But we might have to do that.
I used to call Sam-tember a community birthday.
It's great. Sam-tember's been very, very great to us over the years. But yes, NFL season right around the corner. We're definitely going to get into that. Definitely want to hear from everybody and their thoughts and feelings on whoever your team is, how you're feeling about your team, how you're feeling about the season. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Also, a Sports Illustrated article featuring the one and only Celtics legend Paul Pierce dropped. And as that article dropped, which had a lot of great information and thoughts and feelings about Pierce and his career and, his time with ESPN and his personal life, another interesting video dropped recently of Paul Pierce, and it doesn't shed him in the best of lights. And we're definitely going to look at that video, talk about it, and just talk about Pierce today and, his Hall of Fame career, and just we're going to dive into Paul Pierce for sure. So be ready for that conversation as well. Also, all you music heads out there who are hip to the fact that Drake's latest album, Certified Lover Boy, dropped. And, the reactions have been mixed. I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things. We're definitely going to get into that conversation about Drake's latest album, Certified Lover Boy, dropping. Definitely want to hear how you're feeling about it. So the playlist is full. The conversation shall be plentiful. And again, this is Double M Live. So if you're tuned in right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Double M is live right now. Join the conversation.
Yeah, man. The comments are open, wide open. We read them. We conversate with you guys. Make sure you definitely subscribe as well to the YouTube channel Double M Media. Mike Nice, the NFL season is upon us, brother, which also means fantasy is upon us.
Yeah, man.
And like, it's crazy how things are starting to change with like fantasy and sports gambling and things like that. Because now, even when you look at like the sports tickers, when you whether you're watching like ESPN or NFL Network, not only do they show the scores or who's about to play, now they're showing the betting lines as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's betting is really starting to blow up in sports in general. And pretty soon it's just going to be the common thing. Instead of saying who's an underdog or whatnot, they're just gonna give out the betting line. It's like, oh, this team is a minus 250 or they're odds to win. And that's how the world is moving due to the fact of how big sports betting is becoming. When I saw a ticker and it had the minus 250 next to the team's name, I said, whoa, things are really starting to change here as how we view and consume sports in general. And NFL is the biggest market for it.
Yeah, I've never been into betting. So when it comes to, what's the line or who's the over and under, I never got into any of that. I never fully tried to or wanted to understand it because it's just not my lane. People got different lanes, and like sports betting and gambling hasn't been my lane. Fantasy, which involves a little, putting some money up, that's as far as I'll go. As far as I'll go is some fantasy football. But in terms of what the numbers are saying in Vegas, what are they saying? I can't get into all of that. So shout out to all of you who are into that, who are down for that, who follow it left and right. I was just talking to somebody recently, and they were telling me how, they have to quit betting and gambling and fantasy sports. They have to quit it all because it just started becoming too much for them. They dove too deep into it, and they kept putting up a lot of money, spending a lot of money, losing a lot of money. So I said, hey man, I didn't know whether to say, I'm happy for you that you got out of it. I didn't know what to say, like, because it's just not my lane. So he was doing. Should I be happy for him that he got out of it, or should I say, no, keep? I didn't know what to say, so I said, hey man, whatever you is your lane, enjoy. But fantasy sports as far as I'll go. But yeah, either way, football is back. There's not gonna be another Sunday. I was thinking about this past Sunday. This was going to be the last Sunday without football for a long time until February.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
It's going to be good to have football back. And there's a lot of storylines per usual. I mean, I think the biggest storyline, of course, in this day and age that we're living in, especially with, COVID still going on, will the season last? That was a question last year, still a question this year. Even though you have teams, getting vaccinated and whatnot, COVID's still going around. Will the NFL season last? Will there be any game cancellations? What players might possibly miss time because they test positive? It's a lot of things that storylines just revolved around COVID that play a part in this upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, COVID is the number one storyline, right? It has to be. You never know how COVID is going to affect teams or what players are going to go missing. And we already had this conversation during this year talking about, okay, not only is COVID a conversation, but now the vaccinations a conversation. And if players are not vaccinated, there's a chance they could miss 2 games because you miss 10 days if you are caught in the safety protocols or whatnot. You're automatically missing 10 days if you're not vaccinated. And that could be major implications to NFL teams, especially if it involves the quarterback. Carson Wentz is an example, right? He's a quarterback who was not fully vaccinated, already went through the protocol. If the Colts miss Carson Wentz for a week or two, that changes the outlook of their season right there. Who's going to come up and step up for them? So it's really big how COVID is going to play a factor in this season. We didn't see that happening last year. We thought maybe this year, would transition and things would get better. But, fully vaccinated, not vaccinated, people are still getting sick. There's different variants coming out, different booster shots coming out. It's getting insane. But yeah, COVID has to be the number one storyline going into the season, hoping for the best. But as we've seen now, almost 2 years into this, there's going to be COVID outbreaks. Look at the Boston Red Sox at the moment. Like, it's going to happen. And
Boston,
it's wild.
yeah, the Boston Red Sox are getting hit bad right now with COVID. I think they maybe have 10 plus players who are out possibly because of COVID. And I mean, like you said, it's going to happen. It's going to happen just because this is the world we're still living in right now. And it's unfortunate that has to be something in the back of people's mind. It's unfortunate that you have situations where, there's some home arenas, stadiums that won't let fans in unless they're fully vaccinated. This is the world we live in, and that's the direction we spoke upon on this show numerous times. You can't do this, you can't go here, you can't do that without proof of vaccination. Here goes some stadiums who are saying fans aren't able to enter the stadium and watch an NFL game unless they can show that they're vaccinated. That's just how the world is going. So it's affecting the league, affecting players and teams. It is also affecting some fans who, have to shift. If they feel a certain type of way about the vaccination and COVID and whatnot, they may have to shift how they move and how they proceed and whatnot. So it can be looked at from various directions. But aside from COVID, the football season itself, let's not even bring up COVID right now. I think one of the biggest storylines aside from COVID, I think this is definitely the biggest storyline for sure. Can Tom Brady do it again? That has to be the second biggest story after COVID, I believe.
Yeah.
Can Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do it again? Can Tom Brady get ring number 8? That's where we're at right now in the NFL. I think that's the biggest storyline for sure if you look at the NFL as a whole.
I mean, you're talking about a team that did something I've never seen do before. They brought back the whole squad. They said, let's really run it back with everybody. And we're talking about a year where they had COVID. There was COVID going on last year. Didn't have a full training camp. Brady was still learning the system. Now they have a full year together. They brought in AB in the middle of the year. Now they have a full year together, where the defense became elite towards the end. The offense started to pick up. This Tampa Bay team can be really scary. And I think for the most part, people see them as the favorite due to the fact that they just brought everybody back for one more year to see if they can do it again, which is special. It's a special thing. And I'm telling you right now, Antonio Brown is going to have a resurgence. He's finally acclimated to the team. We already know how Brady feels about him. AB is going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. And that's just going to make this Tampa Bay team very hard to beat.
Yeah, I definitely have Tampa Bay repeating. And that's not something common in football. It's not.
Oh, you have them repeating?
I have Tampa Bay repeating. And it's not common in football that you see a team, it's not common, first of all, in football for a team to repeat. There hasn't been a team to repeat since the Patriots in 03-04, I believe.
That was the last team to repeat.
Yeah, it's not common. But I think in any sport, doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, doesn't matter the sport. If you're a team that's just dominant all season, and Tampa Bay was, I wouldn't say they had a real dominant season, but they started clicking at the right time for sure. It was in the playoff times. They went through some great teams and great quarterbacks. But if you have a team that's dominant and click at the right time and you know that they have the talent, if you're able to put that team back together and come back the next year with everybody returning, you should automatically be the favorite. I understand there's teams that can make moves and whatnot. Teams can, around the league, and again, this goes for any sport, they can make moves to get better, help boost up their roster. Yeah, that's great and all, as teams should. They should try to get better. But if you have a team that brings everybody back from the previous season, as dominant as they were, you bring everybody back, I think you're automatically the favorite to win again. That's just my opinion.
But you forget being the favorite. I have them as the favorite too, but you have them winning it.
I have them winning it again. I
Yeah.
have them winning again.
I think it's so hard to repeat in NFL. It's
It's very
ridiculous.
hard. It's very
And
hard.
I don't see them winning it all. I have them as the favorite as well. I think that somewhere down the line, though, a team will figure Tampa Bay out and beat them. Repeating is very, very hard in the NFL. That's why we haven't seen it in almost 20 years.
And who's the last quarterback to repeat?
Was Tom Brady.
So,
it was Tom Brady. Hey man, I'm not mad at your pick at all. I'm not mad at your pick at all. I mean, it's the safest pick to make. Tampa Bay repeating, they have the team for it. Our EP Sam says, I think Aaron Rodgers' story might be near the top as well, and I definitely agree. He was the story of the offseason. Where would Aaron Rodgers go? Denver was a possibility that everyone thought would be a destination for Aaron Rodgers, and now he's pretty much it. This is his last year in Green Bay. I think the writing's on the wall. The Jordan Love era is going to be happening soon in Green Bay. And can Aaron Rodgers find a way to bring this team over the hump? It's going to be tough. I don't think they will. I think they're going to have a worse year than last year, to be honest. Last year they had the best opportunity. They had the best opportunity to do, and they let that game slip against the Buccaneers. They fumbled the bag against the Buccaneers. And now you're telling me their offensive line is worse compared to last year? They didn't even re-sign their left tackle. I don't see Green Bay making as big of an impact as they did last year, and Aaron Rodgers will be a free agent soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where it was or who posted it, but the same billboards that Drake had put up to promote his album, they had a billboard. You know, people doing the mock billboards like Drake did. I think one of them said, "Hey, Green Bay, this is the last dance," or something like that. And I mean, it could be true. Like,
no, it's 100% true.
From all signs point to the fact that Aaron Rodgers ain't happy with how that team's going. And I mean, the only thing that could really satisfy Aaron Rodgers right now is if Green Bay wins the Super Bowl. And for most people, I don't know where they have Green Bay ranked in terms of how close they are to winning the Super Bowl. I think most people feel the NFC goes through Tampa Bay. And even if you're not Tampa Bay, is Green Bay the next team there that people really fear? I don't know. But like I said, I think the only way that Green Bay situation can be salvaged is if they win the Super Bowl. Is making it to the Super Bowl, is that going to make Aaron Rodgers or Green Bay say, hey, let's try this again? I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers even came out recently and said, look, it's Super Bowl or bust over here. And I see Sam in the chat saying that Jordan Love sucks. They're going to move. Someone's going their own way. Either Green Bay is going to say, we've had enough of you, Aaron Rodgers, we're all set. Or Aaron Rodgers can maybe come out and have a good season, but still say, look, I had a good season. We still couldn't get it done in Green Bay. I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. Like, Aaron Rodgers is in his late 30s. He hasn't necessarily shown a major drop-off in talent, but
MVP.
MVP last year. But the Green Bay Packers team just sucks, and he's just not happy about that. So
I don't know. He's not even the talent. He's not upset that the Green Bay Packers don't suck. He's not mad about the talent on the team. He's mad about how the organization has treated him. He's mad about not having a say with the organization.
Oh yeah,
but
he's mad. He hasn't been involved in some of the moves and stuff.
The team itself doesn't suck. I mean, if you're Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay is the best place for you to be at talent wise. But obviously, internally, things went sour.
Yeah, he doesn't like how some of the moves have shaken out. Like overall, yeah, Green Bay's still been one of the top teams in the NFC. But when it comes to personnel, he hasn't been happy with some of the moves. Like I know he wasn't happy about losing Randall Cobb. I forgot some of the other players named.
Clay Matthews.
I think he probably brought up Charles Woodson as well. I don't remember, but he definitely brought up a couple names that he wasn't happy how the organization went about losing some guys. But I do agree that might be the second biggest storyline in the NFL. as we continue this conversation, those who are in the chat, if you can think of any big storylines that pop up in your head about this upcoming NFL season, please drop them in the chat for sure. I know a lot of people are excited about football, so we definitely having that conversation here. Any other storylines you can think of, Marv? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I got a few. They're not
Oh
the
yeah.
biggest, but I got a few that I'm really excited to see. Jameis Winston. I'm
Mm.
really excited to see this new era of New Orleans Saints. I mean, Drew Brees has been the face of the Saints for a long time. Obviously, Jameis Winston deserved to beat out Taysom Hill and be the starting quarterback. But now, can Jameis Winston have this resurgence? Can he change how we view Jameis Winston? This was a guy who now is just known for 30 interceptions, right? We don't talk about the 30 touchdowns that he threw. We talk about the 30 interceptions that he threw. It's kind of like he's like a meme. He's a joke, you know. And then they talk about, oh, the guy got eye surgery now. He can see better. But let's see it happen. Let's see what Jameis Winston can do this year. It sucks for him. Michael Thomas is not available for what the first 6 weeks. And hopefully he can come back and be the same Michael Thomas. But Jameis doesn't have a lot to work with. He's got Marcus Callaway, he's got Kamara. They just released Latavius Murray due to contract talks, and that doesn't help the offensive team at all. So it's going to be interesting. But I'm rooting for Jameis. I want him to have a good year. I think he's a talented quarterback. 30 interceptions is ridiculous, but prior seasons, it's not like the guy was throwing 20 interceptions or something like that. So I think he can hopefully have a resurgence. We'll see what they can do with him. I'm really excited to see what Jameis does.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. I mean, again, like you said, his talent around him isn't the greatest, but I think overall he's in a good situation, a good culture with the New Orleans Saints under Sean Payton. So hopefully all of that, the culture, the coaching, and being in a better situation than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before, I hope that Jameis Winston can thrive in that situation over there, and show why he was the number one overall pick coming out of
Number one.
yeah. Remind people why he was the number one overall pick when he came into the league. Another storyline I see our guy Pete here is dropping is Deshaun Watson and his situation with the Houston Texans. From what it looks like, Deshaun Watson may not play the whole season.
Yeah.
Definitely not playing week one. But it's
Yeah.
looking like he may not play the whole season with his current situation, which is wild because this was an up and coming star in the NFL, up and coming star. And then you bring up all his off the field stuff and his legal issues. You don't know what's true, even if it's true or not true, whatever the case may be, the allegations are still wild. And when you get allegations like that towards you, it's going to put a dark cloud over you, regardless of who you are, where you are, what you're doing. But the Texans were already in bad shape, even with Deshaun Watson as quarterback. He wanted out. He still wants out because the team sucks, and he's a very talented quarterback, but the team has sucked. So now you lose a talented quarterback like Deshaun Watson for other reasons. You can look at the team aspect. They got to figure out where they're going as a team, as an organization. And then Deshaun Watson's side of it, like, he got to get his legal situation figured out if he wants to try to get back on the field.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's not much of a story. It won't be much of a story this year unless he gets traded to Miami. It's not going to be a story. He's just not going to play, and that's on him. It's completely on him. It's something that should have got settled way before it came out. He should have had arbitrary and apologized, paid whatever he needed to pay civilly, clean up the story. But he wanted to fight it, and now it's gone to this big mess of here we are, where Deshaun's most likely not going to play at all this year. We don't know if he's going to get traded. He won't be much of a story. It's just unfortunate, and the Texans are the worst team in the NFL. Roster's basura, really bad, really really bad. Sam brings up with all five of those rookie quarterbacks drafted in the first round end up starting before the season's over. Huge story too. I definitely think all the rookie quarterbacks this year think they will all have a chance to play in my opinion. They all look good in the preseason, which is exciting to see that this could be a dawn of a different era of quarterbacks here. Obviously we got our own Mac Jones who's going to be starting. You have Trevor Lawrence who will be starting. You got Zach Wilson from the Jets who will be starting, and then you got Fields and Trey Lance who aren't starting yet, but I don't think Andy Dalton's holding on to that job for long with the Chicago Bears. They're already booing his ass. And then with the San Francisco side, we know about Jimmy Garoppolo's health and the fact that they gave up. Not only is it he a first round pick, they gave up 3 future first round picks for Trey Lance. Trey Lance will be a starting quarterback for the 49ers this year, sometime this year, and it won't matter if Jimmy Garoppolo's healthy or not. They're going to move on from him eventually, and the question is when, not if.
Yeah, I think the Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo situation is the toughest one out of all of them. And I see Dirk just popped in there as well, saying he doesn't think Trey will be playing unless Jimmy gets hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo either has to get hurt or really, really suck to lose, to have Trey Lance take over that position. And I mean, I think Jimmy Garoppolo, as long as he can stay healthy, he's gonna come up with the mindset of balling. Like he's not trying to give up that starting position 1 or 2. He's auditioning to go to another team or have teams really, take a look at him. Jimmy Garoppolo has a lot to prove right now. He needs to shake this injury-prone tag that his name is now falling under. And if he comes out like with that mindset and it can stay healthy and play decent football, I don't know when Trey Lance will be seeing the field. I agree with you. They're eventually going to go to Trey Lance. But depending on how Jimmy comes out and performs, Trey Lance might not get an opportunity anytime soon. I definitely think Fields in Chicago, yeah, Dalton's not going to last. Dalton just sucks. Dalton sucks.
The quarterback.
Dalton sucks, and you're going to get pressure from it's one little piece of Andy Dalton sucking during the season. The pressure is going to be really turned up over there in Chicago to just give Fields the opportunity. But I think Fields will get an opportunity quicker than Trey Lance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, you don't give up 3 first-round picks to have them sit for a year. I don't think it matters what Garoppolo does. I think whenever Cliff sees that, I'm not Cliff, excuse me. Who's the coach for the 49ers? What's that young dude's name?
I'm blanking on. Is it Shanahan?
Yeah, Shanahan. As soon as Shanahan feels like Lance is ready, it's gonna be similar to the Miami Dolphins situation where Fitzpatrick was doing well, and they say, yeah, cool. We got to put Tua in the game, whether your performance is not. That's how I see it with Trey Lance. As soon as they feel like he's ready, he's getting the job. That's my complete opinion on that. 3 first round. They gave up a boat for Trey Lance. They're not sitting him. And he's gonna play while Jimmy's playing too. They're gonna have him in packages and stuff. So
I think their best bet, 49ers' best bet, which is this is the best they can hope for, obviously. At least Jimmy starts the first 3 games and plays well to raise up his stock and make a move.
That's interesting.
That's what they need. That's what they have to hope happens. Jimmy Garoppolo plays the first couple of games, plays well, his stock rises, and they can swing. You talking about how they gave up 3 first-round picks. I don't know if they'll get 3 first rounds for Jimmy. They sure won't, but maybe they can try to get something back if Jimmy Garoppolo shows that he has some talent left and he can stay healthy for the first couple of games. Then you can ship him out of town, get some picks back, give Trey Lance, the keys to the ship.
I mean, what did we look up the other day? Outside of the Super Bowl season that Jimmy Garoppolo had, the second most games he's ever played has been 6.
Yeah, he's injury prone. Jimmy Garoppolo is known as an injury prone quarterback, which is sad. But that's just what it is. That he unfortunately brought it upon himself in some ways. But again, you come out this season assuming he's fully healthy. You perform these first couple of games and audition to go somewhere, and that's all it can be.
I got another storyline here.
All right, you have
one, and I think this one's going under the radar. But the Rams traded Goff for a reason. They brought in Matthew Stafford, and they think Stafford is the one to bring them to the Super Bowl. The Rams have built a team that they believe can be Super Bowl bound. And are the Rams Super Bowl bound with the team they have? Now that they think Stafford is obviously an upgrade from Goff, that's to be seen. I mean, Stafford is a good quarterback, but he's never been in a great situation. Stafford is in a great situation. A great offensive line, great receivers, a good tight end. The running backs, losing Akers hurts. Losing Akers definitely hurts. But you got Henderson, you got Sony Michelle, and then you got the wizard as a coach who's supposed to know how to move, how to use these guys. Let's see what the Rams become with this year. Can they make that? Can they be the team to go to the Super Bowl now that they have the quarterback that they love?
I like the Rams this year. I think they made a good move by not saying Matthew Stafford is some amazing quarterback like he's Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, Roethlisberger type of level, but I think Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. He's an upgrade from Goff, and like you said, he still has weapons over there. The defense is still solid. Their
I
coaches,
didn't even mention the defense.
the
Oh my
defense
God.
is still solid. They have one of the best up and coming coaches right now. I really, and when I look at the Rams team, thinking fantasy football wise, I made sure in a couple leagues to try to see. I don't remember if I did in a few leagues, but I wanted to get Robert Woods. I wanted to get Cooper Kupp because Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Goff, and he's a smarter quarterback than Goff. And again, he has the talent to make these guys look good this season. Will I say they're a Super Bowl contender? They're easily a top 5 team in the NFC without question. But yeah, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen if Matthew Stafford can get them over the hump. Because if you look at the team last couple of seasons, aside from when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they're still a solid team. But Goff has just been inconsistent, not that good. Now you got a guy who's shown somewhat consistency throughout his career. He's just been in a bad situation with the Detroit Lions. Now you're in a good situation. You have a great coach. You have good weapons. I know you're a little bit older, Matthew Stafford, but that doesn't. What is he, mid-30s? That's kind of nothing nowadays in the NFL. Everything needs to click, and I think if everything clicks right, they can be a serious contender.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Rams become. Sean McVay, he was placed as one of the best coaches in the NFL. All of this offensive wizard. He's got his quarterback. I want to see what they can become. I mean, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, that's a great dynamic duo right there as receivers. Those are my main storylines. I don't know if you have any.
Yeah, I mean, there's other storylines throughout the NFL. A storyline could be, how do we think Julio Jones is going to fit with Tennessee? Or is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs still that team to be reckoned with in the AFC? Does Cam Newton get another opportunity? What does Dak? There's so many storylines that you can look at and break down. We could literally spend the whole show and go through a storyline for each team. I mean, obviously, for you and I, Marv, our team is the Patriots, so we want to look and see how they're going to look. I see Sam throwing in the chat, a storyline for the Dolphins. Is Tua going to stay the starter throughout his time in Miami this season? A lot of storylines out there. And that's just the beauty of having the NFL season back. We're a couple days away from the first game kicking off. So, I mean, throughout the course of the season, depending on how things unfold, great conversations are going to be had about this NFL season for sure. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add here on the NFL season coming up, Marv.
There's one rule change that the taunting rule that they're enforcing this year. I really hope, because that's a big penalty. It's like 15 yards. I really, really hope that they reeled that in, because we saw that being used in the preseason unnecessarily, and that could affect games. So I hope that doesn't become a thing that that really messes up the game a little bit. But that's it for me.
All right. Well, again, yeah, this NFL conversation is going to be a consistent one throughout the whole season, especially here on Double M. We're always good to talk football for sure. But let's move on here. Let's change gears a little bit, because here comes a very interesting conversation. Paul Pierce, who was announced from the NBA Hall of Fame committee, board, whatever you want to call him, that he'll be enshrined in the next upcoming class, the class of 2022. Paul Pierce is headed to the Hall of Fame. But an a Sports Illustrated article dropped, written by Chris Mannix, I believe. He's talking to Pierce about his career and what it took for him to get to the Hall of Fame and different things about his career. But aside from that, Paul Pierce is still making headlines. Like, the article made headlines, but Paul Pierce separately is making headlines. Marv, you want to just dive right into this?
Where do you want to?
you want to dive right into this video of Paul Pierce?
You want to get that, and then you want to do the bad, then the good?
You want to do the good, then the bad? What you want?
Let's do the good, then the bad.
All right, let's do the good
cop, bad cop.
Okay. Paul Pierce headed to the Hall of Fame. Celtics legend. He definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's had a great career. Obviously, when people talk about, the great players from the 2000s and whatnot, you're going to hear the Iversons, you're going to hear the McGrady's, you're going to hear the Kobe Bryants. You're going to hear, Dirks and Vince Carter's. Did I say Tracy McGrady already?
Yep.
You're going to hear those names. Paul Pierce's name should be right up in there. Now, granted, some of those teams were much more successful than Pierce and the Celtics were. Kobe Bryant's Lakers a lot more successful. I think the Toronto Raptors maybe had a couple more playoffs.
Out of all those teams you mentioned, only the Lakers were more successful. None of those guys won.
I mean, not saying that they won, but like Iverson had a consistent couple of playoff runs, making the playoffs a few times. Vince Carter and the Raptors. I'm not saying they were successful getting to the finals and winning championships. Okay. Their teams were doing a little bit better than the Celtics throughout those years. I mean, Celtics had those couple of playoff appearances in 2002, 2003, when they lost to like the Pacers and the Nets and whatnot. But overall, individually, Pierce, his name doesn't usually get brought up when you bring up Iversons and Kobe's and Vince Carter's and whatnot. But Pierce was still a solid player. And I just think even throughout those times, fast forward to today or when his career ended, he did enough throughout his career to definitely deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And he's going there. And, here in Boston, we definitely saw his career up close and personal. I mean, this guy, when he was there by himself, when he was there early on with him and Antoine Walker, he was the leader. He was the guy on the team. Then Antoine Walker left. He had a couple of years by himself. He was the guy. He was putting up great numbers. He was just on a sucky team. Then you fast forward to the years when, he got the big three. And obviously, yeah, KG came with the intensity and changed the culture and whatnot. But Pierce was still Pierce's Celtics team. It was the big three, great and all, but you knew Pierce was the guy. You needed a bucket. They're going to Pierce. So, his 13, 14-year career in the Celtics uniform, I definitely think warranted a Hall of Fame induction. He got a championship. He got finals MVP. He got multiple all-star appearances. He got some all-NBA appearances mixed in there. Pierce was that guy, and I think he definitely deserved to be enshrined into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer, no question about it. Second all-time scorer in Boston Celtics history. I mean, there's not much you can say. And Finals MVP, yeah. we know it. He's been great. He was a great basketball player, and unfortunately, in this era, people are not going to remember Pierce as the great basketball player. They're going to remember him with the Nets and the Clippers when social media started to boom, and they're going to hear Draymond saying that he's trash and he doesn't deserve a farewell tour like Kobe, and those are the stuff they remember about Paul Pierce. Or now that when he went to ESPN and how he was hating on LeBron and he was saying some dumb stuff about Bron and things like that. Those are the stuff that Pierce has been remembered for. But at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. Pierce was a killer, one of the most clutch players I've ever seen touch the basketball. Great moments. Pierce, got my Celtics shirt on, one of my favorite players of all time. It was a joy to put on the TV and root for Paul Pierce throughout his career. Yeah. Now, we talk about post-career. It hasn't been easy defending Pierce. post career. He said some wild stuff on ESPN when he was working there, and then the way he got fired from ESPN with the video, which never still even in the SI article he talks about it, but it's like he thought people wouldn't see it or he didn't know it could get screen recorded.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you even post it in the first place, bro? It's still weird. And then Mike, you could get it. You could get it started whenever. This
Wow.
video comes out. I think today this video came out from everything that I'm seeing, and oh
Just
boy.
Just gotta peek. Just gotta peek. Here we go. Here we go.
My chest. Hey, where you stay at? Congress City. Oh, okay. That's expensive, you know. You got high rent. That's a high rent district, baby. You know what I'm saying? You need some support. What? Baby, you need some support. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to take some pressure off of you, baby. Baby, I'm saying you need some support, some moral or oral support. What you want? My chef. Hey, where you stay at?
It's so cringy. It's so cringy. And I think I had this conversation with you prior to this video. I was telling you, I'm like, something's off about Pierce. After the whole fired from ESPN, he was posting videos and he didn't. Pierce is a very fun guy, very smart thinking guy, you know, always said the right things. But after he got fired from ESPN, the videos he was posting and who he was hanging out with and how he was acting, I'm like, yo, something's off with Pierce. Like, and I was starting to get concerned, like something's not really good with him right now. This video we just watched, Derek just said it. That's sexual harassment. That is the most cringy, disgusting video. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You're a bunch of people that they don't even know if to laugh, and then you have that that old white man, freaking creepy vibes, bro. That's sexual harassment.
Yeah, yeah. Jamal just said it. That was bad. That video's bad. I literally saw that 20, 30 minutes before we went live on Twitter, and it's bad. And it's Dirk's right. That's sexual harassment. If you're at a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and you got a waitress, you know, coming to serve you, say drinks, and you know, as the video's going on, I was trying to, maybe it's because I like Pierce or something. I like Pierce, so maybe it's because I was trying to think of it. You know, he asked her where you from, where you stay, this and that. It was like, all right, Pierce, she doing her job, let her be. But then it just got bad. I want to pay for you. You need some, pay for you. You let me take care of you. You need some moral and oral support. Then you're like, damn, it's bad, and it was getting bad. It just got worse as he kept talking, to the point where that is verbally sexual harassment. You basically told a girl, a waitress, let me come give you some head to support you.
Where did he? I never heard that before.
I never heard somebody say that to anybody.
Oral. Who the hell are you hanging out with? Because you didn't get that from the hood. Who you hanging out with? Where you heard moral and oral support with that type
anybody put that sentence together in my life.
And he thought he did something with that. He thought he was
he nudged the dude.
Like it's gross, bro. So yeah. It's bad. That's not right. That's not right. And he's accepting it. Like Barbette just said, he's leaning into the villain role. He's accepting it like, oh, I don't care. Pop, like, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
And I'm not one to sit here and know what he's personally going through in his life. You know, I've never been through a divorce, so I can't speak for, divorce. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a divorce or maybe getting fired from ESPN really messed with his head. I don't know, but something's not right. Again, like I was just saying prior to this, we watched Paul Pierce's career, especially as a Boston fan, following the Boston Celtics. You've seen Paul Pierce talk to the media. Obviously, social media is different now than it was during the majority of his playing career, but he's never seemed like this. He's never talked like this. He's never gave interviews like this. And I understand, now he's retired. He's chilling. He don't have that much real stresses going on in terms of his playing career. You know, he's divorced now, so I guess he doesn't have to worry about a wife and whatnot. But even with all of that, you're really portraying yourself in a different light. And I mean, the ESPN initial video that came out, ESPN and him hold up the camera, strippers and gambling, it was ESPN clearly didn't like it. They fired him. According to Pierce, he wasn't really messing with ESPN himself for his own personal reasons. And the ESPN didn't like Pierce because they just didn't like how he worked. And that video was the last straw for them firing him. But I think overall, no one really cared about that video. Like, it wasn't super bad where it's like, oh, Pierce just put this wild video. Yeah, it was a video, strippers, gambling, chilling. Like, but he wasn't doing, like he said in the Sports Illustrated video, he didn't do anything illegal. He wasn't doing anything necessarily bad. But I don't know. From then on, it's just been different for the truth. It's just been different for Pierce. And this latest video to drop, I don't know when that video is from, how long ago it was recorded or whatnot, but that's not a good look for you at all. It's literally harassment, sexual harassment. It was harassment at first. Then you threw in that last part. That just turns it easily right into sexual harassment.
Yeah, it's sick. Couple comments here. Barbette said, I wonder if substance abuse is playing a role here as well. It's very possible. Because now when you be seeing Pierce, he'd be looking real folded. He's just looked like he's done. And in that video we just played, I don't know if that's just alcohol, man. That dude is just, he's out of there. Sam says something interesting here. I think it's all started with last season in the NBA when nobody gave a F about he was leaving the game, probably sent him down a dark path. That I don't agree with. I don't think that's the case. Pierce is very comfortable with who he is and where he stands. Maybe it's just due to the fact that I follow Pierce through everything that he's done and stuff. He was fine. He was fine after the end of his last year, going into ESPN. Looked excited to be able to speak sports through podcasts and interviews I was hearing him from. He was chilling. It's legit. This last year, he hasn't been right, in my opinion. Just by following the dude's whole career. Like, I've known this dude since what? I was 5 years old. Like, following this dude's whole career, he's been off. I don't know when that poker video was released, when it was done. Dirk said he saw that video last week. It looks recent. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing as a fan to see Pierce go down that pathway. Yeah, I mean, he's not the most liked player. This doesn't help his case whatsoever.
For people who already felt a way about Pierce, maybe because of how he talked about LeBron, or maybe there were some people that actually were upset about that video, the initial video he dropped. For various reasons, there's people who dislike some of the things Paul Pierce has done, have said. But this video really, like we're all here saying, it paints him in a bad light. It's a bad video where you're harassing a waitress and him laughing and creepily laughing at that, nudging guy next to him like, hey, you heard what I said? Like, it's bad. Yeah.
You said he didn't see the video last week. He saw he heard about the moral support last week. Never heard of it, man.
I've never heard that.
I don't want to ever hear anybody that I know ever saying something. It's not even funny.
It's not funny.
It's not, like,
if that's how you think you got game by saying that, guess again. That ain't it. It's just, it's Sorry, Pierce. That's a sorry. That's a big
Yeah,
sorry from Double M. That's a big, big, big sorry.
huge sorry. Like I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed.
Yes,
I'm disappointed. I like the stripper video. I wasn't disappointed at
I
all.
didn't.
Do you, bro? Yo,
Like,
it was dumb to post it, but do you, my guy? Like you wasn't doing nothing crazy
you're
with
right. You
that
didn't do
one.
anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't doing anything illegal.
You wasn't
This
doing nothing
video is a little
illegal.
different
This video, now you a weirdo.
now. You crossing the line into being somebody who sexually harasses women at their place of employment.
And it makes you think, damn, does he do this everywhere he goes? Like,
Yeah.
is this because
They
you
only-
seem pretty comfortable?
They
Seem
only
pretty
cross one
comfortable
time
doing
on camera. How are you all the other times when you out and about? So yeah, Pierce, now you got people just thinking the worst. And the way the social media will run with this and tear you up, it's just a sorry, Pierce. All I can say is sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
The article, though, the Sports Illustrated article had some gems in it. Poor Jerry Welch, minding his own business, walking his dog somewhere.
That's so disrespectful.
Poor Jerry Welch, right now, 2021, just walking his dog, minding his business, and got called out so bad by Pierce. He's got to relive that moment.
You want me to pass the ball to Yuri Welch? I'll take a bad shot, no problem. And the thing is, I remember Yuri Welch on a team, and like low key, I was like, man, if Yuri Welch could just give us a little bit of something, because the team sucked. And no lie, Mark, he was literally the second best option on the team.
He was the scorer, bro. He was the second best
Yuri Welch was the second best option on the team. And Marv over here saying there's a scorer. After reading the article, I went sure to look him up. He only averaged like 9 points a game.
Bro, that was a scoring punch. Somehow, some way, though, if memory serves correct, and one of you guys can go look this up, I think the Celtics were able to flip Yuri Welch for a first-round pick.
I don't remember all of that.
I think they were, and then they brought in Ricky Davis, and then that era happened. But if I'm not mistaken, sometime during the podcast, I'm gonna look it up. But I'm pretty sure the Celtics flipped Yuri Welch for a first-round pick. How did they do that? You know, Patino was in the mafia, so they might have had some ways to do it. But yeah, Yuri Welch. I didn't hear from Yuri Welch ever since then.
No, he got traded somewhere, and even in the article, it said within the next year he was out the league. He didn't last long. He sucked. But on the Celtics, he was the second best. The team sucked. It was Pierce, Yuri Welch, and a bunch of other bums. I couldn't even name you one other person on that team. But yeah, that Yuri Welch part was funny. The other part that I thought was interesting, just that really stood out to me at the end of the article. It's like he's really trying to like get the band back together. He really wants to see the big three, Garnett, Rondo, and Ray Allen, hash it out and make it work. And he's not wrong, especially the picture he painted where like, yo, one day I see us starting five, Perk, myself, Rondo, Ray, and KG walking out during halftime or something. The place will go nuts.
That'd be a crazy.
The place would, and he's not wrong with any of that. The place will go absolutely nuts. The ovation they would get, it'd be wild. And it sounds from reading that article, really sounds like he's trying. He said Garnett has somewhat softened over the years, but then Garnett posting that picture on his story a couple weeks ago where he chopped Ray Allen out. I don't know how much softening he's doing. Rondo, by all accounts, seemed like he don't even want to say the name Ray Allen. You don't even want to think anything.
That was petty from Garnett. That was petty.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't like that. I'm a big Garnett. I didn't like that he did that. You feel some type of way that just because someone posted it. I don't even remember the context of the picture being posted, but they posted a picture of y'all at the All-Star game, and you feel that deep about the situation that you had to crop him out just because you know Pierce and Rondo, your boys, you have to crop him out. I didn't like that from Garnett either, but I don't know. Pierce seems like he's really trying to fix the situation. Perk is fine. Perk don't give a damn. In the seasons,
Perk don't care.
Pierce has buried the hatchet with Ray Allen, apparently. So it comes down to Rondo and Garnett. But it sounds like Pierce would love to make, everybody cooler once again. That really
Hey,
stood out to me
hey
from album.
man, Ray Allen should have went to the Ray Allen. This could have been done. This could have been done. Ray Allen went to Celtics. Not Celtics. Paul Pierce's jersey retirement. Doc was there. Garnett was there. Tony Allen was there. You would have had to have talked to him. You guys would have had to have sat down. Pierce would have made that happen easily. What does Ray Allen do instead?
Yeah.
He posts himself golfing.
Ray was bad for that. Ray was bad for that, but to his defense, he said which is very true. If Ray Allen showed up, he should have never posted the golf stuff. He should have never posted that. But at the same time, if he showed up to the ceremony, a lot of the conversation, which it all should have been highlighted on Paul Pierce's number going to the Raptors, a lot of the conversation revolved around that whole thing would have went to, oh, Ray Allen's there. Maybe they're going to be all cool again. Like, a lot of the attention would have shifted.
Beautiful.
Now, but Ray Allen didn't want that. He should have never posted that golf shit. But he's right. The attention would have shifted, and he didn't want that.
It would have shifted. So what?
Nah.
So what? People would have. We would have all. Would you have been mad? Would you say, "Oh man, the tension"? No, you would have been happy as hell to see Ray Allen.
Yes, but Ray Allen, from what it seems like, from what he said about the situation, he did not want the attention to shift from Paul Pierce's number going up to the Raptors.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out.
I hear his side of it. He should have never posted that golf because that makes him look bad. You should have never posted that golf picture. That didn't help the situation at all. But who knows? At this point, I don't know if that. I'm hoping just because it's really bigger than the situation. If y'all could just be in the same room just to like commemorate the 20-year anniversary of the championship or something. Like something got to be done with all of. At least the starting five is back together. The starting five and Doc. We got to see them together again one day.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's gonna be one of those biggest what ifs if it doesn't happen. I mean, they're grown ass men. They got to figure it out.
I hope so. But yeah, let's shift gears and get into our last topic of the night. Certified Lover Boy. Drake's latest album has dropped. It is out streaming everywhere. And a big thing with this album is the fact that I guess the whole Drake and Kanye situation going on and leaked text messages and leaked this and that. I don't know. I don't really get into all of that. Whatever pops up on social media, I'll probably read it, but I sometimes don't dig into it too deeply. But Certified Lover Boy dropped, and for a few days, maybe still even to today, people are debating what's better, Certified Lover Boy or Donda. Donda or Certified Lover Boy? Which one's better? Which one's better? I mean, we could get into that conversation for sure. I see Barbette saying both albums were disappointing. Here's my personal opinion. I see your opinion, Barbette. Marv, I want to hear yours as well. My opinion, Certified Lover Boy is not a bad album. It's not a bad album. I definitely, if you listen to our last episode, I tell y'all what I do with albums. I'll listen to them and songs that pop out. I'll take those songs and add them to my playlist. If I had to say which album I took more songs from, Certified Lover Boy or Donda, I definitely took more songs from Donda. Not saying Certified Lover Boy is a bad album, but I definitely liked more songs from Kanye West's album. That's just me personally. I don't think Certified Lover Boy is a bad album, but I enjoyed more music from Donda, and that's just me personally.
One thing I'll say before I even give my Certified Lover Boy thing, I think the whole beef between Kanye and Drake, it hurt Drake. It hurt Drake because people are not listening to Certified Lover Boy for just the album. They're listening to look at all the comments. This is better, or this both were disappointed. We're not talking about just Certified Lover Boy. We're comparing it to another album that sounds nothing like it. Not even for now. So that right there hurt Drake due to the fact his came after, so there's something to compare it to. And now that they're beefing and stuff, so they're not even listening to it to say, okay, let me just listen to this album for what it is. And I think if Drake could redo it and stuff like that, he wouldn't have it anywhere near Donda, even though he might have had it first or whatever. But he would have liked it to be its own entity and people just giving their take on it without comparing it to something else. Because when you compare an album to something else, now you're not listening to it as for enjoyment. You're listening to compare it if it's better or worse than an album. So I think that hurt Drake in a sense. Now to get to Certified Lover Boy, the album itself, since we already did the Donda review, when I initially listened to Certified Lover Boy, I wasn't a huge fan. But unlike you, I know you say you take songs that you like, and if you don't like, you move on to them. I know myself, and I know that it takes a while for music to grow on me. So I'll listen to an album multiple times, especially when it comes to Drake. Drake has that respect for me where I'm going to listen. I'm going to give his albums a couple listens. I felt the same way with If You're Reading This Is Too Late. I couldn't stand that damn album. Couldn't stand it. But as time went on and just listening to it over again, it grew on me. I liked it. Certified Lover Boy, listened to it. It was mid. Wasn't nothing really stood out to me. I listened to it again on a late night drive. That album was hitting. On the late night drive when I was listening to Certified Lover Boy, I don't know what it was. It definitely changed my view on it. And it's like once again, there's some songs that I had no business liking that I'm starting to grow on me. It's not the best Drake album, I don't think, through the listens I listened to, but it's good. It's a decent album. It's not his best. 21 songs. Y'all know how I feel about many songs on an album. Not a big fan of that. I don't think Drake has put out albums anymore. He just puts out like collections of music. And Drake has been snapping so much. It's funny while listening to Certified Lover Boy. The past 2-3 years, Drake has just been snapping. He's been dropping some crazy freestyle verses and stuff like that. I forgot the dude could sing. So when I'm listening to the album, there's some singing tracks. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this? And it took me a minute to be like, oh, okay, yeah. I forgot Drake does this too, the singing and the rapping thing at once. But it's growing on me. Definitely gotten better through listens. Donda, we already spoke about it. I'm a fan. Different sound sonically. I wish the two weren't compared because I feel like people are losing what these albums are about because of Drake and Kanye's beef.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. Part of me listening to Certified Lover Boy was, all right, let me see if he got some songs on here better than Donda. And I mean, that's just the honest truth. Some people are gonna listen to it like, especially knowing that they got this little beef going on. You're gonna listen to it with that kind of mindset of, oh, let me see which is better. But yeah, two albums that came out by two, like Sam said, Sam said the two most emotional people in hip hop are beefing. It was inevitable. I don't know. It's obviously two very popular artists dropped albums. They're gonna get a lot of people's attention. People are gonna listen. And yeah, it's not necessarily about trying to compare which one. They both have two completely different sounds. They're both completely different sounds. And I mean, like I said, people have different ears when they're listening to music. Me personally, if I listen to it and it catches my attention, I'm gonna rock with it. And both albums had songs that did that for me. There's some songs on both albums where I don't need to ever hear again in my life, and that's just me because I wasn't feeling them. If they come along because I hear them somewhere else, that's just, it is what it is. But I know when I have my iPod and I'm going through my music, I got some from both albums, and that's just what it is. Looking at some more comments here. Jamal saying he listened to Donda for the first time today. I think both albums are good in their different ways. Yeah, I agree 100%. They're two completely different sounds. And I think what Kanye was probably going for with his sound, he did a great job going for his sound. What Drake was aiming for with his album, his sound, and what he wanted Certified Lover Boy to be, I think he embodied it. What they wanted, they got. Because for the most part, people enjoy both albums. I don't think anybody, if I could scroll through the album, to the comments, I don't think there's anybody necessarily saying both albums suck, except Barbette. Barbette said both albums. Barbette said both albums are a huge disappointment. But I think overall, I don't think most people will say both albums sucked. They both have great songs on them. They're just two different sounds. And however you feel about one, however you feel about the other, that's your personal opinion. I think that's just what it boils down to.
Yeah, they're decent albums. They'll be in rotation. Like as I continue to go on, there's some songs on Donda that are now moving up to like, yeah, I gotta listen to this song when I get into the car type of rotation. And CLB might get there too. Like I told you, there was something about that late night drive. That Certified Lover Boy was hitting, man. But I'll say this, man, and I don't know if Joe Budden got me hyped, but the GOAT is coming. The GOAT is coming. Donda, cool. CLB, cool. Kendrick Lamar is on his way. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I think, and I said this to you, Marv, sitting down the other day. Certified Lover Boy is good. Donda is good. But I think they both left the door open for Kendrick Lamar to come out and drop some.
Coming. Family Issues, him and Baby Keem might be one of the best hip hop songs of 2021 already. Like he's coming for heads.
Yeah,
he's coming for heads.
Yeah, the way you talk about Donda's whole album and Certified Lover Boy's album, Kendrick Lamar's verse on Family Ties, crazy alone, and that's just a verse on a song, and people was already like, okay, he around the corner with some heat on the way. So yeah, Donda good, Certified Lover Boy good, but they both left the door open for Kendrick to drop something crazy coming up.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I tweeted this the other day. 2020 was a very, very sorry ass year for hip hop. It's one of the few years I can remember where R&B had a better year than hip hop. Like R&B in 2020 was amazing. And there was no good hip hop albums that came out in 2020 like that. 2021, we've been blessed. We've been blessed. We've been getting a lot of good hip hop coming out. I mean, we had Nas, we had J. Cole who started it off. We had obviously Kanye and Drake popping out. Kendrick's supposed to be coming out. Isaiah Rashad dropped. Baby Keem, the new up and coming rapper, he's coming out. Hip hop's in a really good place this year. I'm really, really excited as a hip hop head to see where things are going. Drake has some songs on CLB where he gets busy. That's 7 a.m.
Bridals something.
Yeah, that's 7 a.m. Yeah, he has some things to get off his chest on that track. Yeah. So hip hop's in a good place. I'm excited where things are going, man. Yeah, that's all I could say about Certified Lover Boy. Definitely, I'll have a better review. Like I said, it takes me a while with music. I can't just, if I give you a first reaction, by the 10th listen, I'm gonna have a different reaction to it. It's definitely gonna be on rotation. I'm definitely gonna listen to it more and more. It's just a long ass album though. But that Way Too Sexy single, I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't a single. Shout out to Kawhi being in the video. It's a funny video, but the song is completely garbage.
Nah, that song completely.
It's completely garbage. It's a really bad song.
A lot of people's like, "Oh man, when this song drop in the club, I can't wait to do this." That song's not good.
No, the song's not good.
Funny video. Drake makes some entertaining music videos. Sure,
video's funny. The song itself.
Nah, not a fan at all. That's one of the songs when I was talking earlier. Like, there's some songs on the album I don't need to ever hear again. I don't even need to ever hear that song again.
Right, it's one of those songs you don't need to have on you because you're gonna hear it everywhere regardless.
That girls want girls. That's my favorite song on Certified Lover Boy for sure.
That song, that's the one with Baby.
Yeah, that's my song on that album for sure. Girls Want Girls. That's my favorite song off the whole thing. I know it's 21 songs. There's a few other songs I definitely grabbed. Oh yeah, the 7 a.m. Bridal, whatever it's called. I like that one too. But Girls Want Girls is my favorite song off of Certified Lover Boy. Any ones that stood out for you, Mark?
Definitely 7 a.m. Girls on Girls is good. because I just be listening to the whip. I don't even be knowing the names. Oh, Knife Talk. Oh, Knife Talk was 21 Savage. Yeah, that one. Now that's a banger. That's a banger. And there's another one. I like the song with Future, Into Deep. Into Deep is good. I like TSU. I like the intro with Masego. And it's crazy with that Masego intro. People on Twitter, I thought Masego was well known. People on Twitter is making it sound like they like this is the brand new up and coming artist that they're putting people onto. So, but anyways, yeah, those are the songs that stick out. Give me a couple weeks. I like Fountains with Thames. Shout out to Thames making the album.
The four that I got that I took from the album: Girls Want Girls, 7 a.m. on Bridal Path, Pipe Down, and You Only Live Twice with, I think that's with Wayne and Ross.
That Wayne and Ross brought me back to 2009. That was a legit. If you told me that song came out in 2009, I would have believed you.
Maybe that's why I liked it, because it sounded like that old sound and feel to it.
It was an old 2009 beat verse. You got to hear, you know, three dudes that we grew up with in high school just snapping. So that was cool. It's funny how, like, if in 2009, 2010 or whatever, Drake, Wayne, and Ross made a song, we would have been like, okay, that's supposed to happen. Like, oh, okay, it wouldn't have been a big deal because you know they always make a song. Say 2021 is like, oh shit, you got Wayne, Ross, and Drake on the track together. Like that's how big they become throughout the years. That when they make a song together again, you get really excited for that. So it was cool to see people's reaction with that.
Yeah, man. JOV is saying Masego. Yeah, Masego's nice. I'm slowly getting into more Masego. Slowly and short. Shout out to Mees and Jamal for getting me into Masego back from college. I never knew who Masego was till you guys played him for me. And then I got hip to him. So shout out to y'all for that. Yeah.
I said it threw him off. You feel me, bro? Dirk saying Knife Talk was fire. Yeah, Knife Talk is crazy. That song right there, that should have been the single.
May have to go back and listen to Knife Talk. I might have to listen. Like Donda, I've heard twice. Donda, I've heard twice on a road trip, and then twice another time just getting through it myself. I might have to go through Certified Lover Boy again just to see if this song that I missed that I didn't pull out, maybe I got to pull out again. But we'll see. But yeah, man. Anything else here as we get ready to wrap up episode 90?
Couple things, man. Don't want to let it off in a sour note, but you know, couple tributes for sure. Today is the day 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, Mac Miller passed away. Amazing artist. Music still lives on to this day. It's unfortunate, gone too soon. Gone way too soon. Mac Miller forever, man. And then David Patton, wide receiver legend for the Patriots, unfortunately passed away sometime this weekend, I believe, on a motorcycle accident. Very unfortunate. You know, our hearts go out to his family as well. So definitely want to put that out there and tribute them.
That actor that just passed away too.
Michael Williams.
Yeah.
Michael K. Williams.
I know everybody, the tributes keep showing because I never watched The Wire, but I guess he's big on The Wire.
The Wire, man. Amazing character.
But I guess he's big on The Wire. But he's made other appearances in other shows or other movies that have stood out to me, and I can't think of them right now. But I know I've seen his face just making, you know.
He was in Central Park 5 film.
Yes, he was. He played
the father in Central Park 5. He was in that last movie, that last show on HBO, that Lovecraft.
Never seen it.
He was in there.
But
The Wire sticks out for me the most.
He's popped up in a couple of different things over the years that I can't necessarily pinpoint now. If I pulled up his IMDb, I'll probably think like, oh yeah, but he's been in a couple of different things. I've seen his face, and I've always thought he was just a solid actor. Even if it was a small role in a movie, like the role in Central Park 5, it wasn't a big major role throughout the whole thing, but even the role he played there, he was a solid actor. He's been in a couple of different things, and from what it sounds like is this tragic overdose drug situation possibly, which is, it's tough, man. It's tough. But so rest in peace to him as well.
Rest in peace,
Um,
man.
just hey, life is precious. Enjoy it. Love the people around you or in your life. Just continue to try to give out positive vibes every day, man.
Absolutely. And with that being said, man, this is Double M Live, episode 90. Mr. Mike Nice, DJ Me. Shout out to everybody that tuned in today, gave us a great show. The countdown begins.
Oh, we on the road to 100.
The countdown begins. Double M's road to 100. See y'all soon.